It's September 2023, guys. Kiss were here to make history. They were here to give us a spectacle. And what can I say? They delivered. And guys, with Kiss on board for the grand final, it was billed as the biggest stadium event outside of the Olympic Games and the Commonwealth Games. So this was really something for Australia to cheer about. And guys, everyone lost themselves in the crowd today. As the music pumped, they went wild. As the guitars kicked in, they went berserk. And as Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley stood there in their regalia and face paint, people lost themselves. Stay tuned for my reaction to Kiss, the final performance.
Well, what are we waiting for? Lights, camera, Retro Man!
G'day viewers, Retro Man here and welcome to the 80s Show. Now the other day I shared with you my initial reaction to Kiss's performance at the grand final of the AFL in Australia. They really put on a show, guys, but today what I'd like to do is just expand on that. This little episode will be called Grand Final Encore Edition, and guys, I will share with you some more thoughts about that performance from Kiss. So guys, first off, I'll say that most media outlets were truly enthusiastic about the performance. They really enjoyed it. I mean, the ABC in Australia commented that they were great. Also, Channel 7 were extremely happy with what Kiss delivered. And myself, just as a spectator, I really enjoyed what I saw. So guys, they promised a spectacle, they delivered a spectacle, and I'm sure most people that saw this performance took it for what it was, and basically it was entertainment. And guys, you add those children in there dancing and you really had something that went a little bit further, and it delivered for all ages. But what I will say, guys, is that there has been some reports that the band were lip syncing. I mean, I had a gentleman comment on my last video and he mentioned that he was there for the sound check and the band were using backing tracks and the amps weren't even turned on. Well, I suppose you could look at it like this. I mean, Kiss have the technology, they're getting up there in age, and they made it possibly a little bit easy for themselves. But when it comes to performance and showcasing their craft, I mean, they got out there, they worked the crowd. So you could look at that any way you want to, guys. But as I said at the start of the video, they delivered the spectacle that was promised. It was a great visual show. They had that raised stage, they had the fire, they had the smoke, and guys, they just worked it. Now, I think one of the biggest fallouts after the coverage was that they missed Paul Stanley's money shot. That's right, guys, they were criticised, Channel 7, because Paul Stanley actually smashed a guitar, but Channel 7, for one reason or another, cut away and the money shot was not shown. So guys, a few people were pretty outspoken about that. But guys, they obviously heard what fans had to say, because if you go online, you will see that that scene of Paul Stanley smashing the guitar has been reinstated in Seven's online coverage. So guys, if you missed it the first time, go and check it out. But Kiss promised that they would put on a show. They did. There was a no-fly zone. They turned up the heat, guys. There was fire, there was smoke, and they brought the stadium down. So guys, they did what they set out to achieve, and it was entertainment for the masses. Now guys, this was a historical performance for Kiss. I mean, it was 50 years since the band kicked off in New York, and it's been 43 years since they first, performed on Australian shores in 1980. So guys, having them back in the country was really something special. And if you remember, guys, Kiss were actually here in 2022, and they called it a day. They had delivered their final concert concert in Australia, but circumstances changed and they found themselves back here for the AFL. Just 1 month before the grand final, Kiss were recruited to perform. What had happened was the Australian band Crowded House had to step away and pull out of the gig, so Kiss came in, and really when you think about it, they were the perfect recipe for success. I mean, football in Australia, Kiss, it really works well. And guys, as I said, you know, it was a spectacle. So guys, all in all, Kiss delivered the goods at the grand final, and I've watched it a few times now and I'm still entertained by what they did. I mean, they performed 3 of their hit songs. Really, that's what you want to hear. They're 3 of the best, and it was just so enjoyable. So guys, in my opinion, it was just a win-win all round. I know some people spotted those backing tracks there and got a little bit nitpicky, thinking that, you know, they really wanted to see even more of a live performance. I mean, Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons did interact with the crowd. They did have the mics on and they spoke a little bit here and there. But for those that maybe wanted a little bit more, hey, I mean, that's just how it is in rock and roll sometimes, but I think they delivered the goods, and it was well worth watching. So guys, that wraps up my encore edition of Kiss at the grand final, and it doesn't end here. So if you're a Kiss fan, I will be back with a little bit more on the band. I've put together a video which is a little bit of a love letter to Kiss's relationship with Australia. I mean, I get in there and talk about why Kiss love Australia. They first came here in 1980 and they've got such an affection for the country. So guys, keep a lookout for my next video, Kiss Loves Australia. That is coming soon. And until then, as always, please like, comment and subscribe, and keep watching the 80s show, guys, because you will never know what is going to pop up next. Until next time, this is Retro Man, living the dream, 80s style. Stay gold.
Thanks for watching. Retro Man will return faster than a boomerang and with just as much firepower as a Kiss spectacle. Please subscribe and good night, viewers.